Calgary pharmacists say there isn't enough COVID vaccine available.
We've been told from Pfizer that the demand is outstripping supply.
Growing frustration over a confusing system.
It just seems to be like an intentional misinformation campaign. That's how it feels.
Plus, on the eve of a federal budget,
there's a strong need around infrastructure funding.
The priorities for Calgarians right now.
Trying to find an affordable rental place is impossible these days.
And a holiday call to action for Calgary drivers.
Her life continues. Our life sentence is to mourn him every day.
Victims' families help launch the Red Ribbon campaign to prevent impaired driving.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. Calgary pharmacies are having trouble stocking COVID-19 vaccines as supply is not keeping up with demand. Some pharmacists are now keeping wait lists for when supply does arrive from Pfizer. It comes as the province says it's administering vaccines through the public system, but either way, it'll cost you. Tyson Fedor reports.
Staff at this Northwest pharmacy want to offer COVID-19 vaccines to patients, but their supply is running out.
The demand is actually quite high. We weren't sure what to expect at the beginning of the year, knowing that patients would have to pay for it, but definitely the demand right now is outstripping supply.
Randy Howden has even started a wait list with more than 40 people signing up for a dose.
I think a lot of people aren't putting their name on the wait list because they're calling around trying to find it elsewhere.
Pfizer Canada manufactures the shot for private pharmacies in Alberta. The company says it's implemented temporary allocation measures to help manage supply due to increased demand for the shots.
So we have no idea when more vaccine will be coming or how much we'll get. We just have to watch the warehouse website, and if it comes up available for order, trying to order what we can.
If you purchase the shot through the province's public clinics, it costs about $100. Pharmacies are charging around $136 a dose and adding an additional $20 fee. But some pharmacists are waiving that fee.
It's been a huge mess overall. We're happy that the demand is high, but we're very frustrated that we're not able to participate in the provincial program.
And Calgarians have mixed reviews on the vaccine process.
Put my name on the list, and I went in, got it, and it was that easy. Not happy with the price, very expensive. I was able to put it through for my benefits. I still had to pay. But to pay $100, no, I wouldn't have gotten.
Ray Billow and his wife received the vaccine Monday morning from a public clinic, but he says the process has been a nightmare.
My wife and I have been very frustrated with the public healthcare system in Alberta with respect to the COVID vaccination. And this year our experience has been the worst.
And Tyson joins us now. Tyson, the province says that it's on par for doses administered this year compared to last.
Tara, as of last Friday, more than 171,000 doses of the vaccine have been administered across the province. That excludes those that have been administered at pharmacies like the one behind me. The province is using the Moderna vaccine at its public clinics. Now, officials with the Ministry of Primary and Preventative Health Services says that there is no shortage of supply when it comes to the vaccine at their public clinics, and that it's meeting the National Advisory Committee on Immunization Standards, recommending that the vaccines are for those that pose the highest risk and making it optional for those like everybody else. Tara?
Okay, Tyson, thank you. Many post-secondary students walked out of class in Calgary today to support grade school teachers who were forced back to work last week. Students from the Alberta University of the Arts and SAIT protested by marching around campus and 16th Avenue Northwest this morning. They say they're upset over the UCP government's decision to end the teacher strike with the notwithstanding clause without adequately addressing concerns about classroom sizes and conditions.
This is a pretty important thing that we should be doing, and especially for younger generations.
These students say they hope their actions will continue to keep the pressure on the government. And there is a push to recall more UCP MLAs. Today, Alberta's Chief Electoral Officer approved the recall campaign for Airdrie's Angela Pitt. A petition for the Education Minister has also been approved, with signatures currently being collected. The province is making it mandatory to report reading and math screening results to parents for Alberta's youngest learners. Students in kindergarten to grade 3 undergo literacy and numeracy screening to see if they're struggling and need further support. If passed, new legislation would see a mandatory requirement to report those findings to parents. The screening results would also be shared with the province.
This helps us understand what support is needed in particular schools and will help ensure that we make the right decisions to lift up all students.
Will come into effect for next school year. Screenings would take place in the winter for kindergarten students and in the fall and winter for grades 1 through 3 students. Minister Nicolaides says $11 million is going to conduct screening and to provide additional supports for struggling students this school year. The Alberta Teachers Association says the screening tests take significant time from student learning and have little to no value. Voting is now closed for a potential strike for more than 16,000 Alberta healthcare workers. The group of workers includes licensed practical nurses and healthcare aides. Contract talks between the Alberta Union of Provincial Employees and Alberta Health Services broke down last month. The union wants increased wages to reflect an increased workload. AHS says it respects the collective bargaining process and it remains at the table committed to negotiating an agreement. The results of the vote are expected Wednesday. Mark Carney's Liberal government will table its first budget tomorrow. While some business leaders hope for investments to improve trade, many Calgarians are just focused on affordability. Here's Jacqueline Wilson.
Finance Minister Francois-Philippe Champagne says Tuesday's federal budget will focus on building Canadian and buying Canadian, warning of deep cuts because of impacts from U.S. tariffs.
It's an investment budget. It's a generational shift.
But the shift some Calgarians are looking for is in the housing market.
Trying to find an affordable rental place is impossible these days.
I would like to see house prices a little bit more drop, because I know I have a couple of properties for myself and they skyrocketed, and I would love to have another property.
It's also a focus for Mayor Jeremy Farkas.
We're going to continue to advocate for needed investment in social and non-market housing.
Farkas says he hasn't been able to talk with Mark Carney yet, but has shared his priorities with Ottawa.
I've been talking about energy access for Alberta. We want to see continued investment in major transit infrastructure, such as the Green Line here locally. And then we also want to see greater attention brought to, say, sentencing and bail reforms.
In his statement, Alberta's finance minister said he's hoping Ottawa will, quote, build the infrastructure pipelines and trade corridors that attract investment, create jobs, and make life more affordable for families. Meanwhile, the Calgary Chamber of Commerce's attention is set on what's being done to increase economic capacity nationally.
Diversifying our export opportunities, but also diversifying the sectors that are well positioned to export. We've seen an increased capacity, conversation around capacity for LNG. We've seen that sector take off. We've seen more around critical minerals. We've seen more around data centers.
And Jacqueline joins us now with more. Jackie, there are larger implications for this budget being tabled tomorrow.
Yes, Tara, there certainly is. So the Liberal government, they have a minority government. They are 3 seats shy of a majority. And so what that means for tomorrow, if they want to pass the budget, is that they're going to need support from opposition parties, or they're going to need abstentions in order to pass that budget. If that budget is not passed tomorrow, then that shows a lack of confidence, and it could trigger a federal election. Though I do have to say the chances of that happening are quite unlikely, and that's simply because we did just have a federal election. And so the federal party coffers, they're quite low. On top of that, the NDP, they don't even pick their next leader until March. So I do have to say, while it is a possibility, quite unlikely, though, of course, we will have to wait till tomorrow to see. Tara?
Okay, Jacqueline Wilson reporting. Jackie, thank you.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
It is day 3 of the 11 Days of Remembrance at the Field of Crosses Memorial in Calgary. The sunset ceremony was held just after 5 o'clock this afternoon. Today's sunrise and sunset services were held in honor of the Royal Canadian Air Force. About 3,700 crosses are in place along Memorial Drive, paying tribute to Southern Albertans who lost their lives serving their country. In addition, 120 crosses in the center of the parade square represent the 120,000 Canadians who made the ultimate sacrifice. This is a live look now at the Field of Crosses. Tomorrow at sunrise and sunset, ceremonies will honor the Royal Canadian Navy. The display was founded in 2009 by Calgary philanthropist Murray McMahon. The crosses are cared for by a group of volunteers. It's open 24 hours a day and is free to visit. On November 11th, CTV Calgary will bring you the Remembrance Day service from the Hangar Flight Museum on TV and online. It begins at 10:30 a.m. And Danielle joins us now for our first peek at the forecast. This is a very mild night. It might be a lovely night to go take in the Field of Crosses.
Absolutely, Tara. It actually is very mild considering, we've kicked off November now. We have calm winds, so it's a quiet night out here, and we're actually still above the freezing mark. Yeah, sun's setting a little earlier, though, that's for sure. Okay, 5 degrees is the temperature at the airport right now. Winds, again, calm at 13 kilometers per hour. We got to a high of 8 today, and that's the similar high that you can expect for tomorrow. But you have to be ready for the morning. It's going to be a cooler morning tomorrow with the wind chill. We'll feel closer to about -5, even -6 at 7 in the morning. Lots of sunshine, though, tomorrow. Your full forecast is just ahead, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Mad Calgary is launching its holiday campaign against impaired driving. We'll hear from parents still reckoning with the recent death of their son and the pledge that they hope all drivers will make. And a shocking arrest in Toronto. A suspect and a police officer are hit by a cruiser mid-takedown. And if you have a news tip, you can text us anytime at 10400. An 87-year-old woman has died after she was hit by a vehicle while crossing a street downtown Saturday afternoon. The woman was struck in a marked crosswalk, according to investigators. The driver, a man in his 60s, was trying to turn left onto 9th Avenue Southeast. Police say speed and impairment are not believed to be factors in the collision. As the holiday season begins, Mad Calgary is asking drivers to think before they drink. The group launched its annual Project Red Ribbon campaign today with a mother's heartbreak and a first responder's warning at its core. Kevin Green reports.
3 times the legal drinking limit.
Sandy Jager lost her son Cameron to an impaired driver in Montana last year. Monday, she stood alongside police and paramedics, sharing a story she never wanted to tell.
Cam was an amazing young man who is taking the world on every minute of every day. He lived life to the fullest. He cared about his friends. He cared about his fire crews when he was a wildland firefighter. He cared about his family.
The driver who killed Cameron was more than 3 times the legal limit and left the scene. Jager says her family's grief fuels a message she hopes others hear.
She did not stop to provide assistance, which is our greatest heartbreak. She is serving time, but will likely be eligible for parole within the year. So her life continues. Our life sentence is to mourn him every day.
Every life lost is a tragedy we work tirelessly to avoid.
Calgary police say impaired driving isn't just a holiday problem and that every single death on the road is one too many.
The impact to other people who witness this, the impact to other community members, it's mammoth, and it's just so impactful and so unnecessary.
First responders see the aftermath up close and say the emotional cost can be devastating.
It does have an impact on their mental health and their well-being. We've even had tragedies where paramedics have responded to family members of their own family impacted by these incidents.
MAD's Project Red Ribbon runs until January 5th, urging Canadians to plan a sober ride home and display a red ribbon as a promise to drive safely. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
Red ribbons and decals are available from Mad Calgary and also at Co-op Wine Spirits beer locations across the city. We have dramatic video of a police takedown in Toronto. A police cruiser ends up rolling over both the suspect and one of the arresting officers. We want you to know, though, neither suffered serious injuries. So police tasered a suspect accused of damaging vehicles in a parking lot. She collapses, dropping a metal object. Then a police SUV vacated by an assisting officer rolls forward. And then you see there, when the officer returns behind the wheel, he inadvertently accelerates instead of stopping, hitting both the suspect and one of the arresting officers. Paramedics assess both the suspect and the officer. Both were medically cleared, although the woman was taken to hospital for further assessment. There was a carbon monoxide scare at the Shoaldice Aquatic Centre this morning. The fire department and ATCO crews were called in to check it out. The pool and change room areas were ventilated and the all clear was given a short time later.
This is CTV News Calgary.
2 Alberta ski resorts are opening sooner than planned. Sunshine Village kicked off its season on Sunday. The resort was originally going to open November 7th, but this weekend's snow fast-tracked the timeline. And Lake Louise says it will be opening tomorrow, which is 3 days earlier than expected. Both resorts do have limited runs, which means the lift tickets are cheaper too. Let's bring Danielle in now. The snow is flying in some places already.
That's exciting. And it's exciting too when, you know, it's in the mountains and you can ski and we don't have to deal with it just yet on the roads. Wednesday, there is the risk of freezing rain in the city and other communities. We'll talk about that. But for tomorrow, it's a lot like today, right? Today, we got up to 8 degrees. 5 is what's normal for a daytime high, and that's what we're sitting at the moment as temperatures start to decline for the day. Lethbridge is at 4, Medicine Hat at 7, Brooks at that freezing mark or close to that freezing mark, and so is Banff. It was a gusty day today. Pincher Creek had a maximum gust of 70 kilometers per hour. Lethbridge in those 40s, Calgary in the 40s as well, and Medicine Hat. Now, the winds are going to calm down for tomorrow. They've already started to calm down, as you know. So a calm day tomorrow, sunshine tomorrow, but we do have to talk about this stateside system that's already pushing a little bit of moisture up along the mountains. This system will remain mainly stateside for tonight and for tomorrow, but it will be pushing some moisture into the far south for this evening and for the overnight hours. So even snowflakes are possible. Lethbridge, Medicine Hat may even see a little bit of that as well. Again, this isn't a lot of moisture, but it is a little bit here and there, and it may make the roads a little slick in those overnight and early morning times for the far south. For Calgary in particular, we're just looking at the cloud cover from this. This is going to be clearing out, and we're going to get all sunshine. So yeah, while the far south is getting rain mixed in with potentially even freezing rain and even some snowflakes for right up until about 6 a.m. is the potential, then it all clears out. And it's mainly sunny for all of southern Alberta for tomorrow. Temperatures will be similar and the winds will be calm. So a really nice day tomorrow. Then we talk Wednesday. Wednesday, if you can see this lighter pink color here, we're looking at the potential for rain. It may even kick off with some freezing rain, and there's wet snow potential as well. This is in Calgary. This is in the morning on Wednesday. So the roads may be a little slick Wednesday morning. Keep that in mind. Outside of that, though, this system is mainly going to be impacting central Alberta. Rain, freezing rain, and snowfall, which will be a little more consistent up in central Alberta. It will be short-lived, just a little bit on Wednesday morning. Here's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. 7 degrees for tomorrow, but yes, keep in mind, cool in the morning with a wind chill of -6 at 7 and 8 a.m. to kick off the day. Then the risk of freezing rain and showers on Wednesday morning, just a high of 4 on Wednesday. We get back to the double digits, though, for Thursday.
Thank you, Danielle. With the colder months of the year not too far away, the city's Animal Services Centre is dropping adoption fees for cats and dogs in November. Throughout the month, the adoption fee for a cat has been cut in half to just under $85 plus tax. The fee for dogs will be $100 before tax, which is down from $225. All pets are spayed or neutered, vaccinated, microchipped, health checked, and the fee includes a 1-year city pet license. Animal Services reminds owners pets should be brought indoors when the temperatures drop. If you're scrolling on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, chances are you'll often see ads for products, many at a massive discount. While some of those items for sale are quite legitimate, others could be cheap knockoffs that are of poor quality. They may also have questionable return policies, and some products never even show up at all. Here's Pat Foran.
I'm upset. I'm angry. I don't want this to happen to anybody else.
Jackie Belfour of Niagara Falls was on Facebook when an ad popped up for a clothing store that claimed it was going out of business.
I found a 3-piece outfit and a pair of shoes that I liked.
She paid $135, but when the merchandise arrived, Balfour says it was cheaply made, and the shoes she thought were leather were plastic.
These are a $65 pair of shoes that are absolute plastic junk.
The website appeared to be based in Canada, but she was told she would have to return the items to China at a cost of almost $100, and there was no guarantee she would get a refund.
I felt ripped off. I felt that everything about this website had been misleading and really fraudulent.
It's Facebook certified advertisement. Don't believe it. It's still a big scam.
Jinri Fu of Aurora needed a taillight for his truck. He found a company on Facebook and sent them $250. Then he was told he would have to pay more for insurance, and the part never showed up.
I feel like not comfortable because I trust the Facebook.
They're getting very hard to distinguish between what's real and what's fake.
Social media expert Janita Panu says while consumers may believe ads have been vetted by the platforms they appear on, she says that's not the case.
Scammers are building these Facebook pages, running ads for a short period of time, and then they would collect payments and maybe never deliver on the product.
To avoid ad scams, confirm you're on a legitimate website, use caution buying through social media shops, contact the company in advance of the purchase, and be suspicious of massive discounts and deals that seem too good to be true. If a price is so low that it doesn't make sense, chances are it's a fake ad. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Now, many of these ads are also being created with AI, so they look very real. And while it is a good idea to check reviews online, there is also a chance the reviews could be fake, too. Just ahead, remembering Darius McDougall, who disappeared in September, why family friends are pushing for changes to the Amber Alert system, and why some police experts say it may not be practical. And a new generation of baseball fans in Canada, thanks to the Blue Jays' amazing World Series run. That's still ahead. A ceremony was held in Lethbridge this weekend to raise awareness about the need for reforming the National Amber Alert program. A petition was launched by family friends of 6-year-old Darius McDougall, who disappeared while camping with his family in September. Carson Marsuk explains.
Candles were lit and a pathway created to light the way home for Darius McDougall Saturday night in Lethbridge.
It's about hope, love, awareness. And we've come together as a community this evening to light the way home for Darius, to show that we will never give up on him or his family.
Since his disappearance on September 21st, a petition has been created calling for a reform to Canada's Amber Alert system.
No Amber Alert was ever issued, and I realize there's a dangerous gap in our system. Police are unable to issue an alert without a confirmed proof of an abduction, even when a child is at risk. I began this petition so no family has to go through that silence again.
An extensive 11-day search for Darius turned up no sign of the Lethbridge boy. Hundreds of police officers and professional search and rescue crews looked day and night for him. Ronnie de Gagne feels there are too many cases of missing people disappearing without a trace.
They're vanishing near highways, they're vanishing near borders and national parks. And we fear these are areas that are being exploited by smugglers and traffickers, and we're advocating for national Amber Alert reform.
Police must believe a crime has been committed in order to trigger an Amber Alert. Right now in Alberta, it means the missing child must be in danger of serious harm or death, and there's enough information about the child, the abductor, or the mode of transportation, and officials must reasonably expect the child could be returned or the abductor captured. Police have said they don't believe Darius is a crime victim.
This is a petition that has that must be given worthy consideration. It must, because situations like Darius are tragic beyond belief. But I think we need law enforcement to weigh in before we move too much forward with changing laws and changing regulations.
The online petition has garnered nearly 15,000 signatures.
We're optimistic, but there's a long battle ahead and we're going to keep fighting.
While the family isn't giving up, they're asking the public to sign the petition and share his photo.
We're all here for one thing, and that's to bring Darius home.
Carson Marsuk, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Our CMPs say they are still gathering tips in the case, but they are not saying how many they have received. In Rome, crews scrambled to rescue a worker trapped when a medieval tower partially collapsed. There are reports tonight the person did not survive. Parts of the 29-meter tower crashed to the ground, and the risk of further collapse complicated the efforts. The 13th century building is near the famed Colosseum and has been undergoing renovations. Well, just ahead, everyone has old photos in an album that are just so corny, but now there is a trend to take bad photos on purpose. Dozens of people lined up to do it for charity this weekend. That's next. It wasn't the storybook ending millions of Canadians were hoping for, with the Blue Jays suffering that heartbreaking loss at the World Series. But their incredible playoff run has inspired the next generation of young ball players. And come spring, it's expected a wave of new enthusiasts will be taking up the sport. Here's CTV's John Vinavalley-Rao.
While much of the country was caught up in Blue Jays fever for the last month, for those wanting to make it to the big leagues, the playoff run, regardless of outcome, was hugely inspiring.
It gives me extra motivation to come in here.
This Blue Jays team is really motivating. I'm here just getting work in, trying to get to another level.
Every kid at this training facility in Burlington, Ontario, has dreams of playing at least college-level baseball in the U.S., and many swinging for the majors, including 11-year-old Mateo, who last week told us he wants to play for the Blue Jays so much, he'd sign with them even if it meant a pay cut.
If I was getting more money somewhere else, I would still want to go to the Jays. I want to play in the Rogers Center.
And facilities like this now anticipating a surge in interest, with the Blue Jays' World Series appearance getting more young people excited to play the game.
It grows it. It grows baseball. It makes it where it's real, it's an achievable dream.
Now, according to Baseball Canada, across the country last year, nearly 250,000 Canadians registered to play the sport. After the incredible World Series wins in '92 and '93, more kids started playing baseball. It was the same after the playoff runs in 2015 and 2016. And now another bump is expected in the spring.
It's exciting. I mean, it creates some capacity challenges for us to be able to handle, all the people that want to start to play baseball. But that's a good problem for us to have.
Baseball Canada notes the girls' side of the game has also seen significant growth in recent years. And that, too, could see a boost. And it's hoped, thanks to the interest generated by the Jays, there may be more Canadian stars on the field in the years to come. John Vinavalley-Rao, CTV News, Burlington, Ontario.
It got young people interested, but it got old people interested, too, because now I love baseball after that.
Right? Wasn't that fun?
Yes,
It was a great ride.
It really was.
It
was. All right, well, a brewery near Edmonton is giving people the opportunity to make the most of awkward family photos.
I think it's probably a new craze, is kind of pushing those boundaries, making yourself feel okay with being awkward. The response has been incredible. I don't understand. There's been a bigger reaction to this event posted online than we have had for anything.
So for the cost of a cash donation, people could walk in and pose however they wanted to. Some sported matching outfits, like the ugly Christmas sweaters. They all embraced their candid moments. All the money donated goes to Leduc's Boys and Girls Club.
Well, that's a good idea.
That's great. You're going to look back on that photo and laugh every time you see it.
Yeah.
So you're saying the three of us are going to do one?
We could do it. we could do it. Yeah, we'll have to think about it. A family in Australia has made an incredible discovery, pulling a glass bottle holding a 109-year-old letter on a beach.
We feel proud that the bottle picked us. Yeah, and we'll keep on cleaning our beaches until the day we die.
So the bottle held letters from 2 Australian First World War soldiers, dated August 15th, 1916. One is from Private Malcolm Alexander Neville, who was killed in action in France. The other from William Kirk Harley, who returned home after the war. They were able to track down family members of both of those men.
No way.
And send them the letters.
That is incredible.
That gives me
Can you
goosebumps.
imagine if
that
you
is amazing.
got that bottle and
yeah.
oh my.
Yeah,
and they were able to track people down? That's incredible.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, finally, a confused canine is wondering, why isn't he getting any pets? So this golden retriever has got to be wondering, why aren't my owner's hands touching me? He's making all the right petting motions. He's just teasing him. Over 4 million people have watched this. They all agree this poor pup deserves all the pets and all the treats after having to sit through this fake affection.
He's looking up going, what is
I know, he's
wrong
looking
with
across
you?
the room like, what is happening here?
This is when dogs look at their owners and they know that they're smarter than their owners.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always tough to get used to the time change, but there may be new technology that brightens up the days ahead. We'll explain.
Skywatch weather camera. Ooh, yep, it gets darker earlier now, doesn't it? But it was a beautiful day today. We got to 8 degrees. The winds, yeah, they were a bit breezy today, but they'll be calmer for tomorrow. And the sunshine will stick around, which is nice. We're currently sitting at 5 at the airport. That's the normal daytime high for this time of year, 5. So we got a few degrees above normal. Not bad at all. All right, so when we look at temperatures across the board here, we're close to that freezing mark in Banff and Brooks. 7 right now in Medicine Hat, 4 in Lethbridge, Milk River, 3 over in Cranbrook. Radar and satellite, this system will predominantly for tonight stay stateside. However, it's going to push a little bit of moisture at times through the rest of tonight and really through those overnight hours up until about 6 o'clock in the morning in the far south. Calgary, we're just looking at some cloud cover. That will be clearing out tonight, setting us up for sunshine. There's a look at that stateside system. All right, your 24-hour forecast is brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. And the key thing to know for tomorrow is that it will be chilly in the morning. It will feel closer to -5 with that wind chill at about 8 a.m. We'll get to a high of 7, which is a similar high to today, but the winds will be a lot calmer. And yes, the sun will be out again. 8 degrees in Kelowna and Kamloops for tomorrow, 7 in Edmonton, Red Deer, Rocky Mountain House. Again, the calm winds, the bright day. Banff looking at 3 degrees for tomorrow, High River 8, Lethbridge 9, Medicine Hat 10. It will be a little gusty though in Crowsnest Pass with 40 to 50 km/h gust there. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle. Calgary pharmacies say demand for COVID vaccine shots is exceeding supply. They have started wait lists for patients. The province says there's no shortage of vaccines in the public program, but both will cost you. The province is making changes to reading and math screenings for Alberta's youngest learners. It plans to make it mandatory to share results with parents and provide the data to the Education Ministry. And the federal budget is tomorrow. Mayor Jeremy Farkas is hoping to see infrastructure funding, energy access for Alberta, housing investments, and poverty reduction initiatives. Calgary's housing market is slowed slightly in October, fueled by a pullback for apartment and row-style homes. The Calgary Real Estate Board says year-to-date sales are down nearly 16% compared to last year, but remain in line with longer-term trends. The board says apartment-style properties continue to see elevated supply compared to demand, but detached properties are seeing a balanced market. The average price for a home right now is $568,000, which is down 1% compared to last year's level. Canada and Pakistan have agreed to facilitate the export of Canadian canola to the South Asian nation. Ottawa has been looking to open new markets for the commodity after China announced preliminary anti-dumping duties on Canadian canola imports in August. Last year, Canada said it would impose a 100% tariff on imports of Chinese electric vehicles. Premier Daniel Smith is thanking Saudi Arabia's energy minister for hosting her in the Middle Eastern country. Smith posted online that Abdul Aziz bin Salman Al Saud has been hospitable. She says Saudi Arabia and Alberta can collaborate on energy development, environmental technology, and artificial intelligence. That's one reason why Smith says the province will open an international office in Abu Dhabi. Smith is visiting Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, promoting Alberta's energy industry. A massive U.S. $48 billion deal will see big brands like Tylenol and Band-Aid change hands. Here's BNN Bloomberg's Marla Fernandez.
Kenvue is a company being bought by Kimberly-Clark. Shares of Kenvue have been dragged down for weeks by Donald Trump's false claim that using Tylenol during pregnancy causes autism. But those shares gained today. Kimberly-Clark will pay a premium for Kenvue. Kimberly-Clark owns brands like Kleenex and Huggies and expects to save $2 billion a year once the deal settles. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 71.15. West Texas Intermediate Crude is up a few cents to 61.05. Western Canadian Select is also up 48 cents to 48.69. And the TSX hardly moved today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
As we face months of darker days now, an American company is pitching satellite technology that could lift some of the shadows. CTV's Gates Guarin reports not everyone's on board.
Many of us are just starting to feel the effects of turning the clock back an hour.
Not to change time anymore. Whatever, I never remember. I think it's the daylight that I would like to stay on and just keep on that forever.
I like the change of time, like the daylight savings part of it.
Now that we're losing sunlight in the evenings, some are wanting a little bit more sun. American company Reflect Orbital hopes to one day help by sending large mirrors into orbit to reflect sunlight back down to Earth.
We got a lot of submissions from people in northern latitudes about whether or not this can be provided in winter to help with vitamin D reception. But we're not making any health claims, but we are happy to try those demos.
It plans to demo the technology next year, starting with energizing solar farms in the evening. The concept already has some concerned.
This is just a recipe for disaster on many levels.
Physics and astronomy professor Phil Angil says beyond adding traffic to orbit, issues around light and air pollution, as well as ecology problems, could arise from adding light at times it naturally wouldn't exist.
It would be weird. It would the brightness would not be constant through the night. There would be fluctuations up and down, and there would be activity all around you in the sky. Yeah, it would be a strange world.
Despite the challenges ahead, the company stands behind its tech.
We're really confident that when we show the demo next year and show the precision and control and explain how it works over time, that there's actually a world where these things can coexist quite well.
And continue to explore other uses to shine a light on. Gates Gorin, CTV News, Edmonton.
Health Canada is recalling pistachios sold in Edmonton because of possible salmonella contamination. The roasted pistachios were sold at Fresh Nuts between April 8th and last Wednesday. A variety of flavors are being recalled, including barbecue, salt, lemon, and saffron. Health Canada says they should be thrown out or returned to the store. No illnesses have been reported. This may be the most fun way to get rid of jack-o'-lanterns after Halloween. Edmonton hosted its annual Pumpkin Smash yesterday. You could catapult them or drop them 30 meters from a hydraulic lift. Shovels were on hand for those who wanted to smash their own pumpkins. It's estimated more than 300 pumpkins were smashed. The season is now over for the Stampeders. They were knocked out by BC this weekend and now have to work towards some key signings in the off-season. Glenn has those details for us next.
Victoria Mboko's sensational season is sealed in style.
Canada's Victoria Mboko has won the Hong Kong Open, her second WTA title of the season. In the almost 3-hour match, the 19-year-old Toronto teen defeated Spain's Cristina Buxa in the longest tour-level final of 2025. The number 3 seed Mboko reached the final after defeating fellow Canadian Leylah Fernandez Saturday. Cavalry FC is going back to the Canadian Premier League final. Glenn is back with us, and Glenn, Cavalry will battle it out for the North Star Cup this weekend.
Tara, Cavalry travels to Ottawa to take on Atletico in the final on Sunday. Cavalry going for back-to-back titles. Ottawa looking for its first ever championship. Cavalry got there by beating Forge FC in Hamilton yesterday. Goalkeeper Marco Carducci outstanding in this game. Check out the save he makes in the first half. Just getting a hand on this one to keep it a scoreless tie. That's a great save. Cavalry, chance of their own just over a minute later. Gauthier Antignant breaks in, but a big stop here by Forge goalkeeper Jassim K. That means there's still no score in the game. No score in this game till the 57th minute. Kinesiia Elva with a nice little back pass to Tobias Orchevsky gets the ball, and he will find the back of the net. He just continues to score big goals in big games. Cavalry with a 1-0 lead, extra time, and Forge had the golden opportunity to tie it up. Rama with the header, but Carducci comes up with another big save. Cavalry hangs on to win 1-0. They are back in the Canadian Premier League final. Cavalry goes up against Ottawa for the North Star Cup. That game is going to be played on Sunday. Kickoff 3 o'clock Mountain Time. The season is over for the Calgary Stampeders. The BC Lions beat them 33-30 in the Western semifinal on Saturday. Hopefully this season is something the Stamps can build on. As tough as Saturday's 33-30 walk-off loss to the BC Lions was, the Calgary Stampeders made some big strides in 2025. The Stamps went from a team that finished in last place overall with only 5 wins to a team that finished third in the West with 11 victories.
It's a tough loss, no doubt about it, but I want to make sure the guys are proud of what they accomplished. 11 wins and more so just some great selfless people and some great teammates and some guys that certainly, they gave everything they had, and as a coach, you can't really ask for more than that.
Now that the season's over, Dickinson has to turn his attention to free agency, and like every year, the Stamps have a lot. One of the big priorities will be signing running back Dedrick Mills, who led the league in rushing.
Man, I love Calgary, man. I love being here. I've been here, like I said, my whole career since I've been in the CFL. Don't want to change nothing about it. If I get the opportunity to come back, I will. I just love it here, man. That's all I got to say.
Last year, the Stamps dipped into free agency in a big way. This year, they'll look to add some players, but it sounds like they'd like to take care of their own first.
I do think there's a bunch of guys on our team that I would like to make sure that they are Calgary Stampeders if they're playing in the CFL. So it's just you try to find common ground, and I do believe if they want to be here, obviously, and we want them back, we can do that. We'll find the right fit and move forward as a team.
The loss to the Lions will be tough to get over, but with the positive strides taken on and off the field, there's no reason to believe the Stamps won't be even better in 2026.
Absolutely. Like I said, this is a great building year. Not how we wanted to finish, but got a lot of guys coming back, and let's get those top priorities back and add a few more pieces in February as well. So I'm very excited. Hopefully, they still want me back, and yeah, we can run this thing back.
Stamps host the Grey Cup in 2026, maybe even more of a reason for players to want to sign here. Well, the golf season's over, but our resident pro Scott Urban has a good reason to celebrate. Urban hit a big milestone over the weekend. He's celebrating his 30th anniversary at Mackenzie Meadows. That is an incredible accomplishment in this day and age. Scott's very passionate about the game, as you all see on Golf Tips, and I just want to say congratulations in a big way to Scott Urban. Well done.
That's awesome. Congratulations to Scott. Terrific. Okay, final peek of the weather, Danielle.
Yeah, from that video that was just shown there, it doesn't look that nice in our long-range forecast. However, I will say that tomorrow will be bright and the winds will be calm. Yeah, there's a little wind chill in the morning, but getting up to 7 in the afternoon. That's a really nice day in early November. Wednesday, we have the risk of freezing rain, especially in the morning, and we'll likely see some raindrops as well with that, and just a high of 4. Our best chance to get into the double digits will be Thursday, and we'll just barely get into that. Okay, weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. Ula Kalni sent this one in, and these guys have their winter coats ready. Do you?
That is a great shot. I love that photo. That's terrific. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a terrific evening. We'll see you again tomorrow.